Alright guys, today I'm going to be changing out the charcoal cartridge canister on a 2014 Ford Escape 2.0 Ecoboost titanium. And this is the part number on the box right here. Don't go and get a Dorman for EVAP stuff. Get Ford stuff. This was around $148. I think the normal price for them is about in the $150s, but you don't want to cheap out on evaporative emission control stuff. Something I learned while I was up there from the technicians is if your purge valve goes bad, you take it and shake it and see if you hear anything moving in it, and that will be pieces of carbon from this canister right here. Whenever you're trying, it's not, sorry, but it's not 1989 anymore where you just keep click, 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 and you get that extra, half gallon worth of fuel in the tank. Whenever in these modern cars, especially EcoBoost, whenever it clicks and stops, you stop filling it up because the carbon filter is back by the fuel tank and it gets soaked with fuel. It gets saturated and causes this another EVAP code to come on. It hasn't been putting my wife's car in the limp mode. Not like just changing out parts. I don't like throwing parts at stuff, but considering it's going to cost $137 just for them to do an EVAP test to tell me that this is probably the part anyways, it's worth me spending the 150 bucks almost to swap this out, with the car having around, I think it's got around 114,000 miles on it. So more than likely the cartridge is bad from refilling too much. So I'll show you guys where it's at, and I'll be taking it off. I've never taken one off, but it seems fairly straightforward, and I'll take it out the box here in a second and we will see what it looks like and what the ends look like, see if it looks like it's going to be a hard job, because from what I've seen of them, they're just right on the car beside the filler neck. So we'll see. This purge valve or charcoal canister looks like, and there are different versions of this. You can get them with or without the sensors. If you get them without the sensors, they are cheaper. I got the one that's got everything with it. That's what I would suggest getting. Alright. Yeah. Because this one comes with this sensor along with the canister. And it looks pretty straightforward. It just has a couple of mounting points right here, because I've seen it up underneath the car before. I just didn't know what it was. And there's 1, 2, 3. It's like, vacuum ports. Sorry, I'm moving it around too fast. But this has got the sensor in it, which I wanted, and this is built up with charcoal. So I will swap this out here in a minute. And I would also probably run the tank down, because this doesn't seem to be an issue that will cause your car to go into limp mode whenever the code comes on. Whenever it's your purge valve, whenever it goes off and your gas cap is that puts you in limp mode. This seems like not as bad of a code, so you should be able to. I would try to run it down to maybe a half a tank of fuel or a quarter of a tank of fuel, because I'm not sure if having a full tank of fuel is going to affect the installation of this or not, or make it more difficult, or if fuel is going to spill. And also, if you are going to take your car to Ford, your car needs to be at a half or 3/4 of a tank for them to do an EVAP test. But that's going to cost you $137. So do you go and get the EVAP test done and then have to pay for this anyway? It's kind of up to you, but it's looking like after you change the purge valve, I would save up for the charcoal canister and just swap it out, because he said that once they go bad, they throw pieces of charcoal into your purge valve, which means your old charcoal canister is probably going to throw charcoal into your new purge valve you just put in. So you may be looking at a cycle that goes over and over and over again with changing these out. All right, 2014 Escape. Gonna replace the charcoal canister today. Try to give you, if you're coming underneath, right up under vehicle. That's the front, and it's right up in here. That's right, these are different. Okay, you gotta push in. There we go. Sometimes you forget which way the plugs go. There we go. There we go. Dusty. Okay. A little electrical connection. I'll probably have to do that after I unscrew it. 10 mil socket. Alright, I'll get back to you guys whenever I get this out. Okay, this is with the charcoal canister out. Make sure you put dielectric grease on this new plug right here. Get this other line right here that plugs in. And besides tightening the rest of it up, that's basically it. All right, so leaving and going with the new canister. Hopefully that fixed the problem. I'm tired of EVAP issues with this thing, but at least they're starting to get old now, so stuff's gonna happen. Okay, this is the old one. Apparently you can get these in like multiple parts. You can get it with like just this part right here, or you can get the whole cartridge assembly is what I got, because I didn't want to take a chance on just replacing this and have the charcoal that being bad. So that's just an option for you. I just got the whole thing, so that was my choice, and the car's got, you know, over about 14,000 miles on it. So I'm gonna pop this off and see what it looks like. Yeah, all right. Oh, okay, I see now. It's got some kind of a spring assembly inside of it. I don't know if it's supposed to look like that or not. But I guess this is the part right here that you can buy by itself, separate from the charcoal. But I would just buy both and just replace the whole thing. Yeah, I can smell fuel. I can smell fuel in these. This is probably, they said fuel soaked. When this gets fuel soaked, it'll cause those codes after you change that purge valve. So hopefully this fixed it, and you know, it could have been the seal or something. I don't know. Could have been this valve, but sometimes it is cheaper to you know, to throw a couple of parts on it that you know, or that you know have a history of going bad, and if it's still acting up, they can go and, you know, do the EVAP test, which is, it's like $137 just to do a test at Ford to see where it's leaking from. Cross your fingers and hope for the best, or take it to them and pay the extra $120. That's kind of up to you. Thank you for those who have joined and subscribed to the Swamp Fox family. If you can give me a thumbs up, comment in the description, I'd really appreciate it. Please look for the links in the description. Become a Patreon member if you want to support the channel.